2024 e mbele kamiti mar bunge mar somo. E budget mane gichwalo gidwaro bilion ma ok tin ne 135 mar tayo tije mag somo. Bende gichano tiyo kod bilion 3.4 e gero kuonde timo somo mag science kata laboratory e junior secondary ka gikwayo jood bura mondo nywak gi lwedo kod omenda mag CDF e chwalo gedo mag laboratory go. Nyakora Ramogi wadhi achiel kachiel mar mondo mi wawinji ni to en ang'o madhi nyime e kindene e kaka bende koro kamiti e weche mag somo kata komiti no golo wach kaluwore koda budget e migao mar somo mano mar Omenda 2023-2024. Nyakora Ramogi wadhi winjo achiel kachiel mondo wawinj gima dhi nyime.
Plan. The Open University of Kenya will draw on digital technology to address barriers to participation in education. The university will increase access to university education cost effectively. The sector working group allocated Kenya shillings 170 million against a requirement of 1.4 million. We therefore have a huge deficit in terms of a barrier to actualizing this open university, whose budget is in Annex 1. It covers recurrent as well as development expenditure, which goes around development of materials, partitioning the office space, and recruitment of staff. So moving on to the project information, Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, the State Department is implementing 70 capital projects in 36 universities. The projects are at different stages of completion as illustrated in the following table. Honorable Members, Honorable Chair, we have a total of 6 projects that are over 90% complete, and this require 3.4 billion to complete. We prioritized these projects in planning for expenditure in the next year, and so the variance is very small, 17 million. Projects that are 60 to 89% complete are 12, and we require 1.6 billion to complete. Again, we considered this, but we have a variance of 1.2 billion. Those that are 30 to 59% complete are 26. Again, we have a variance of 9.3 billion. Less than 29% complete are 26. We have a variance of 17 billion. So details of this project, where they are located in those universities and the counties, are provided in Annex 2. We do not have, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, any new projects because we are facing difficult financial situation. Our priority is to see how we can support these projects that are near completion to get completed. The list of pending bills, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, the pending bills in public universities and constituent colleges as at 30th June 2022 was 56 billion. These have continued to grow, and by May 2023, the bills are at 61.1 billion. As illustrated in the table below, the highest is unremitted pension. We also have payee, and so the list goes with the list being overpaid fees that's supposed to be refunded to students at 900 million. So the total is 61.1 billion. Details again are provided in Annex 2. Moving on to the next page, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, the status of stalled projects. We have a total of 11 of those, 3 in Egerton, 2 in Moi, 2 in the University of Nairobi, and 4 in Kenyatta University. And all of these projects, as shown in that table, have stalled for over 10 years. There's one that is in Moi University, the Science Complex, which was actually started when I was a student there, and until now it has not been completed. In Kenyatta University, the 4 are over 5 years stalled, and the reasons are lack of GOK funding. What are some of the pertinent issues we would like to share with this honorable committee regarding the State Department and attainment of its performance targets? The State Department has trained to optimize its outputs and outcomes due to the following issues. Capitation to universities. There has been reduced financing based on the differentiated unit cost from the recommended 80% to 48% in this financial year, which has affected the operations of the universities and ultimately access to quality education. Recommendations of the Presidential Working Party on education reforms, which are expected to crystallize by next month, present an opportunity for reforming university education to assure growth and sustainability. Lack of a harmonized data collection system. This is a big problem that's affecting effective planning and resource allocation. This will be actualized through a centralized data repository that the University Fund Board is in the process of developing. Then there's low transition rates from secondary to university education at about 19%. And so through the Open University, which requires 1.4 billion, we could be able to increase this access. So the budget for the Open University, so far we have 170 million allocated to ICT infrastructure, digital library resources, curricular development, and office partitioning. Then another issue is student loan financing, which has not been in tandem with increased enrollments. Underfunding of capital projects in universities, as I had illustrated, Honorable Chair, Honorable Members, has led to the pending bills that we highlighted. There's a weak monitoring and evaluation framework for projects and programs in universities, and university curricula has not been aligned to the competency-based education. However, there's an allocation to Commission for University Education to start working on this towards preparation for intake of the CBC learners in 2029. We have weak ICT institutional infrastructure, which limits the integration of ICT in teaching, research, learning, and service delivery. Areas that require additional funding. Honorable Chairs and Honorable Members, I humbly present 5 areas which we plead for your support. Funding of Higher Education Loans Board. HELB requires an additional funding of 20.35 billion to facilitate education of students with varying levels of need in accordance with the new funding model for university education. Details are provided in Annex 5, and with permission from the Chair, I will just quickly go through that when I finish the presentation. Then there's the establishment of the Open University of Kenya. And our humble request is that with the changes in financing of university education, if this honorable committee would consider then reallocating the 1 billion to the Open University of Kenya. Then a data management system that is in process by the University Funding Board has a deficit of 80 million. University infrastructure, a very big issue here, given that what is allocated is even less than what was cut in this financial year. Enhanced funding to NACOSTI. This will support coordination of STI mainstreaming, preparation, validation, and submission of annual status report on science, technology, and innovation. Honorable Chair and Honorable Members, I want to take this opportunity to thank you for your continued support to the State Department for Higher Education and Research. I thank you once more.
Thank you so much, Madam PS. I think you've done a very